Hello everybody. So I decided to re-watch A Serbian Film. I saw that movie years ago because I saw that it was considered a disturbing movie, and it is. It is a disturbing movie. So the movie is about a retired porn star. His name is Milo, and they're in Serbia. And he decides to get back in the business because he's approached by a woman who gives him a very lucrative business opportunity. So he decides to get back in. He's looking at a contract. He doesn't really look it over that much, but he just signs it. He signs it anyway. And then he starts making this pornographic film over the course of, I'm not sure how many days, but it's on different occasions. And when he first gets there, you can tell that he's kind of having second thoughts about what's going on. He goes to an orphanage. Perhaps he just thinks, it's just a film set. And it is. It's a film set, but some of the activity that's going on in there. I mean, it starts off, he's doing certain scenes, certain pornographic scenes, and it's borderline illegal. Perhaps it is just flat out illegal, some of the stuff that they are filming. And it's very questionable. It's very questionable. On the first day, I don't think there's anything illegal, but it's certainly questionable what is going on. So it is gratuitous, but maybe the movie is trying to say something. That's why I'm going to kind of give it the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they are trying to say that pornography is a slippery slope. Because a lot of people say that porn rewires the brain. When you watch it, it ends up getting to the point where, because they've been watching porn, it's harder for them to have that attraction, that normal attraction. They have to, in order to be in a certain sexual mood, they have to watch porn instead of just having a normal, healthy relationship. And if porn gets more and more extreme, it can perhaps, I hope this never happens to people that watch porn, but maybe for some of them, it ends up getting so depraved that they can only function sexually if they're watching something that is absolutely horrendous. But one thing that I will say about A Serbian Film, it is not a scary movie at all. It is certainly not scary. A lot of movies that I find disturbing, some of them are actually scary as well. Like when I saw The Blair Witch Project, I found that movie scary as well as disturbing, mainly because I thought that found footage situation was actually real. I actually thought that there were documentary filmmakers that went out to make a documentary about a witch and got killed in the process, and then their footage was found and that was put together to make this cohesive film about documentary filmmakers getting killed making a documentary. So that's why I found that scary and disturbing. But A Serbian Film, it's pornographic. It's not a pornography piece. I wouldn't necessarily say that the movie itself is pornography, although it's pretty borderline. I would have to say it's borderline. I mean, there's some scenes where there's obvious prosthetics being used, male prosthetics, but it's still borderline pornography. It really is, and it seems like the film is shocking for the sake of being shocking. It's gratuitous. At the same time, I think that the filmmakers were trying to say something. I think the director perhaps was trying to say something, who was also one of the writers. The director is one of the writers. And he actually, I did a review on the ABCs of Death. He actually directed the letter R for the ABCs of Death. R is for removed. So he is involved in other projects. It does have a lower budget feel, but at the same time, it is paced well. The editing is good. There's nothing mind-blowing about the cinematography. There's nothing that really stood out for me. But then again, for a subject matter that is very unpleasant, maybe that's the whole point. Don't overdo it with nice cinematography, because that will just perhaps take away from the depraved message that is on the screen. which is the story message, the message that is in the story itself, which is that what they are doing, this insane, violent pornography, is art, according to not the director of A Serbian Film, but the director in the story, who you could also say is the antagonist. I would say the director in the story is the antagonist of the film, because he is making something that is just absolutely disturbing, absolutely disgusting. Then there's stuff that happens later on where it's just absolutely disgusting. I don't even know if I want to repeat it here for this review. I don't really want to serve this disgusting behavior by talking about disgusting behavior. I mean, should I really talk about it? I will just say this, that there's stuff to do with an infant. There's stuff to do with an infant. There's an infant involved, which is absolutely illegal. It's just morally wrong. This film was actually banned in Norway because of that, because even certain depictions, even if they're fictionalized, it's banned in Norway. I mean, there's other stuff that's disturbing as well. The retired porn star's son, his parents catch him watching one of his father's earlier porn films. So they catch him watching them. He keeps porn in the house. Perhaps he's proud of his pornography career, so he keeps copies in the house, and his son pops a DVD in, watches it, and you could say that's disturbing, watching your father in a pornographic film. And then there's a conversation that the son has with the father about what he just watched, and the boy talks about how he felt some kind of physiological reaction. He doesn't put it in those words, but you perhaps can tell where I'm going with this. It's an awkward conversation to have with your son, especially when the physiological response is over your son watching something that you were in yourself. So that's certainly disturbing. So it's not just the violent pornography that's disturbing, it's some of the dialogue as well that is absolutely disturbing. The ending of A Serbian Film is very disturbing. There's a movie called Old Boy, and that is a disturbing movie, and I imagine that I will do a review on that as well. There's different versions. There's the new Spike Lee version, but there's also the Japanese version that came out prior. I think it's Japanese, unless it's South Korean. It's either South Korean or Japanese. But the ending of that, it's this big reveal, and it's just very, very disturbing. I know I'm saying that word repeatedly, but it is disturbing. I'm trying to drive that point home. These are disturbing movies. I'm not sure what is more disturbing. I would have to say A Serbian Film is more disturbing, though, the ending. But there's nothing really clever about the ending. It's not like, oh, it's the big reveal. I didn't see that coming. Because as the film progresses, it's just getting so and so more depraved. It's getting so much more depraved that the ending is not really surprising when the ending happens. Now, okay, spoilers. Spoilers, here come the spoilers. I will say what the spoilers are. I watched this movie, so some of you don't have to, one could say. So, spoilers, click off the video. Here come the spoilers. Okay, spoilers. He's a retired porn star. It's getting progressively crazier as the production of this porn film goes on. It starts off, it seems like it's just borderline illegal stuff. Then it gets to just violent, very violent. It ends up getting to murder. Murder's taking place. It's decapitations while having sex. It gets to the porn star being offered an opportunity to have sex with this young girl because he freed her from her mother by decapitating her and killing her. Apparently her mother was a disgrace to her war hero husband. So now the girl's father is out of the picture and the mother is out of the picture. So now the grandmother is offering the granddaughter to this porn star, saying, take her virginity. And you could say he has a moral compass because he refuses. He just flat out refuses. He adamantly refuses because he literally jumps out the window and escapes. But they bring him back there. They are force administering these drugs to him that increase his libido, and his libido ends up getting him in trouble. The director calls him, a goat, a male goat that went a long time without any release. So now he's like these goats. So the big reveal is, at the end, this retired porn star Milo, he's in a room. There's two bodies on the floor with blankets over them. They're still alive. And he is told, have sex with them. So he has to have sex with the person that is on the left. So he's having sex with this person, and then a masked actor comes in, a masked porn star, whatever, comes in, and he's having sex with the person that's on the right. As the sex is happening, the masks are removed because Milo is not masked, but the two bodies are masked. And the porn star that's on his right, he's masked as well. The mask is removed from the fellow porn star, and it's Milo's brother. The mask is removed off the person that Milo's brother is having sex with. It's Milo's wife. Completely crazy. Then the mask is removed off of the person that Milo is having sex with. And it's Milo's son. It's Milo's son. Absolutely crazy. The family are so disturbed by what happened. The family, they are so enraged that they end up killing those involved in the making of this so-called art project. Milo bashes the skull of the director in, and the director, as this sleazy director is dying on the floor, he's saying something along the lines of, now this is filmmaking, like this is the pinnacle of filmmaking, like this is so great. But it's not, it's just depraved, it's depravity. So the family, they all go home, and Milo and his wife, they come to an agreement that they're going to commit suicide. So the family, they're all laying in bed together. Milo fires a bullet. I guess it goes through his wife, through his son, and through himself. They're all in bed together, single shot, they're all dead. And then what happens? A film crew shows up at the residence, and there's cameras, and it seems to imply that somebody's going to be having sex with the dead family, starting with the young one first, which is Milo's son. So this movie, I'm not really sure what I would give it as a rating out of 10. I would just say that it's disturbing. It's hard to watch. And I don't know what the intentions of the filmmakers were. Perhaps I'll do some research into that, but I mean, it's easy to say what your intentions were. It's easy to say that you were trying to say something so profound, but that doesn't necessarily make it so. This film, I actually read that it was going to be at the Cannes Film Festival, but Cannes Film Festival decided against it and put the film called Buried in its place because it's so disturbing, and it is. I mean, I can think of the most gross, disgusting images imaginable, perhaps. And I can try to simulate that and put that into a movie, but that doesn't mean it's good cinema. It's just trash. It's just absolute garbage. This movie, am I going to go so far as to say it's absolute trash? Perhaps not, but I will say that it's disturbing. It is disturbing, and I think a lot of it is gratuitous. It's almost like somebody was just trying to up the ante when it comes to disturbing movies. I will keep watching these movies. I will keep doing reviews on them. I will watch them so that you guys don't have to. And please like and please subscribe, because it keeps me motivated to keep making more content that's like this. If I know that people are actually watching it and they actually care what fellow cinema admirers like myself have to say, then I'll keep doing this content. Okay, thank you for watching. Take care.